Wrestlers are known for being big fighters, but as their storylines and personal lives often show, they are also big lovers. The guys are known to get around a bit, but it's really the women of WWE wrestling that are famously promiscuous. For this video, we're taking a look through some of the most friendly women in wrestling for our list of 10 most promiscuous women in WWE wrestling, every single day. Torrie Wilson. Torrie Wilson is one of the most beautiful women the WWE has ever seen, so it's not a big surprise that she has been very popular amongst the men. Her list includes Peter Gruner, aka Billy Kidman, Nick Mitchell, and most famously, baseball superstar Alex Rodriguez, whom she dated from 2011 to 2015. Torrie Wilson has now entered her 40s and she looks better than ever. She splits her time between modeling and working out, and we bet that she isn't having any trouble finding dates everywhere she goes. Stephanie McMahon. These days, Stephanie McMahon and Triple H are probably the biggest power couple in the WWE, but there was a time when the daughter of Vince McMahon wasn't so settled down. In her earlier years, she earned a reputation for cozying up with the company's finest and even apparently had a relationship with the much older Randy Savage. What makes Stephanie even more promiscuous is the fact that she's rumored to have been the reason that Triple H and Chyna broke up, even though he denies it. When you are as gorgeous and connected as Stephanie, you are bound to make the round in the WWE. Lita. The WWE has been aware of Lita's sex appeal and promiscuity for a while, and they have not been shy to cash in on it. In her personal life, Lita is famous for her love triangle with Matt Hardy and Edge, but that's not where her list ends. Lita also has had a relationship with CM Punk that lasted for a year in around 2009. For someone with Lita's killer looks and reputation both inside and outside of WWE, it's likely that these three guys are just the tip of the iceberg of her list, and that there are many other stories that could surface in years to come. Sunny. One of the most popular backstage storylines of the 1990s focused on a dramatic and steamy love triangle between Sunny and two of the biggest names in the industry, Shawn Michaels and Bret Hart. The storyline saw Sunny cheat on Michaels with Hart, who of course had a wife of his own. This promiscuous activity led to a dramatic showdown in the ring between Michaels and Hart. But this isn't where Sunny's promiscuity ends though, as she is now signed on to make adult films with Vivid Entertainment that should be coming out to the public within the year. Kelly Kelly. Kelly Kelly was one bombshell of a WWE diva who definitely got as much action in the ring as she did outside of it. Her list of men is basically a Royal Rumble lineup, as it apparently includes CM Punk, John Cena, Chris Jericho, Batista, Dolph Ziggler, Test, and even Randy Orton. But even the most promiscuous of women have to settle down at some point, and Kelly Kelly decided to settle down with someone not from the wrestling world. KK married hockey pro Sheldon Sourie in 2016, and things seem to be going well for the newlyweds. Maria Kanellis was one of the most beautiful women in the WWE, so it should come as no shock that she was sought after by many of her fellow wrestlers, including two of the biggest names that the company has ever seen, CM Punk and John Cena. Maria had reportedly been in a relationship with Punk when she began to take interest in Cena. Maria proved to be too much to handle for both men, and in the end, she ended up with another, lesser-known wrestler, Michael Bennett, and the two have been married since 2014. Stacy Keibler. Before her high-profile relationship with actor George Clooney, Stacy Keibler was one of the most promiscuous women the WWE has ever seen. Her first wrestler boyfriend was David Flair, son of wrestling legend Ric Flair. Once Keibler and Flair split, she quickly moved on to Andrew Test Martin, who seemed to be a guy more of her pedigree. Once they split, she took her dating life out of the WWE and brought it to Hollywood, dating both Jamie Foxx and, of course, George Clooney. Keibler seems to have settled down, and she is now happily married to businessman Jared Pobre. Hopefully, he's not jealous of her high-profile past. Christy Hemme. Christy Hemme won the first ever Diva Search, but that was probably the peak of her wrestling career. Hemme definitely found other ways to make headlines, as her name was associated with multiple WWE scandals. She was first suspected of having an affair with Triple H while he was with Stephanie McMahon, which caused a huge stir in the company. If you thought that was bad, word began to then circulate that she was hooking up with her boss and Stephanie's father, Vince McMahon. All of this seems to be behind Christy though, as she is now married to Charlie Patterson since 2010, and together they had their first child in 2015. Mickie James. Mickie James got her start in the WWE by playing a character that was obsessively attracted to Trish Stratus, which led to some pretty raunchy scenes between the two. But this relationship was purely for show. Mickie James's personal life was definitely promiscuous though, as she was involved with two of the biggest names in the industry, John Cena and CM Punk. Sound familiar? Well, what's worse is that James supposedly started hooking up with Cena while she was still in a committed relationship with Ken Doane. In 2015, Mickie James officially settled down when she married Nick Aldis, aka Magnus. Missy Hyatt. Missy Hyatt is one WWE star who definitely had a public reputation for sleeping around. Her dating streak in the wrestling industry began way back in 1985 when she was the girlfriend and manager of John Tatum. She then moved on from Tatum to Eddie Gilbert, and the two were married in '88. The list doesn't stop there though, as she is also rumored to have hooked up with Ed Leslie, Jake the Snake Roberts, Sting, Road Warrior Hawk, and likely a few more. For more stories about Missy's promiscuity, you can look no further than her autobiography, Missy Hyatt, First Lady of Wrestling, where she tells her stories in wild details. So there's our list of the 10 most promiscuous women in WWE wrestling. What did you think of our list? Which one of these women do you think is the hottest? Let us know in the comments section below, and be sure to subscribe to our channel for more fun videos. See ya!